you know, we could get around pea-sized to maybe marble-size hail, especially in the northwest corner of Olmsted County. Once you get closer to around Douglas and then near Pine Island, that is packing a little bit more of a punch up there. And so far on the non-severe side. And there's that severe thunderstorm warning. Now this is encompassing a whole lot of space. Right now, that severe thunderstorm warning goes from Goodhue County all the way up to the Twin Cities. So from Minneapolis, downtown, all the way to Pine Island, Minnesota, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 2:30. So that's kind of a catch-all right now, just along that line, that it's got a bit of potency to it. Now on the southern side of that, it's still a strong storm, and this is going to be a noisemaker for us in the Rochester area, so just FYI, it is packing some noise with it. It's got a lot more bark than bite, but it might have a little bit of hail, might have some strong damaging winds in some spots. Certainly, even if it's sub-severe, you can have wind gusts that are strong enough to knock down some branches, loud enough to wake you up from your nap, and loud enough to let you know while you're in the middle of a work meeting at home that things are getting a little raucous outside. But we have a line of storms. Now, one thing that I do want to point out too about this line is that behind it we're in the clear. So on I-35, from Owatonna down to Mason City, the winds have shifted, the dew points are dropping, and while it is windy and it's unsettled and it doesn't feel great out there, this is our line of storms. Right now, our one line that is now moving through southeast Minnesota, mainly now right along and just to the west of Highway 52. And the greater threat, once we get into the mid to late afternoon, is going to be around parts of Wisconsin. Now this line is moving impressively fast. We're looking at it moving at nearly 50 miles per hour. And that's going to be making its way out fairly quickly. So by the time we get to 3 p.m., we are done. We're done with the severe weather threat. We are not done with the wind. It's going to stay gusty. The winds could gust up to around 50 miles per hour. This is a pretty potent upper level system. And I'm going to zoom out here on the satellite and radar picture and just show you that. We've got an area of low pressure that is centered right now around the eastern side of the Dakotas, right on the North Dakota, South Dakota line, and this line that extends down into southeast Minnesota. Now, you might be wondering why you're in the clear if there's still some rain showing back into western Minnesota. That's going to remain non-severe. We just don't have a handful of things that we need for severe weather, which would be convergence at the surface where the air comes together and then rises because of that. We're lacking moisture. The dew points have dropped off significantly out into parts of south central Minnesota. Albert Lea, your dew points already dropped down to 52 degrees. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit to a couple more graphics just to show you what we've got going on here. The tornado watch does include Winona County, Wabasha, and Goodhue County. And that's also where the tornado watch is going to be cleared out first. But just a heads up, as this line does make its way into Wabasha County and into Winona County, it is going to be a little bit stronger than it is right now. So a heads up on that. As that line progresses, it's going to be maturing. And as that matures, it's going to be a little bit stronger. Here's a look at some of the latest wind gusts. Currently, we have wind gusts hitting 45 miles per hour in Mason City. But notice Algona and in Clarion. Wind gusts there have been hitting 55 miles per hour in Clarion, 53 miles per hour in Algona, and I do expect that we could have some wind gusts up to near 50 to 55 miles per hour, peaking somewhere around Albert Lea and Austin and Mason City, so a heads up on that. And also here's another limiting factor for carrying on into the afternoon to evening. See where the dew points right now, they're higher right along Highway 52 where we have those storms right now. To the west, they've already dropped significantly. They're in the 40s and 50s, and that's why behind this line, you are out of the woods. You're out of the woods in Austin and in Albert Lea and in Charles City and in Mason City. And I'm loading up the radar picture one more time. I just want to show you the very latest that we have because we have that dark and ominous sky right now in Rochester. I'll show you the returns, and now we just now have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for Olmsted and Wabasha counties. That's the possibility of hail up to 1 inch. It looks like that largest hail is going to miss out on the Rochester area while it is now making its way into the northwestern side of Olmsted County. So large hail is the #1 concern from that, and that is going to be northwest of Rochester, and that is all moving, and I'll just put a little arrow here for you to show you the direction that the storm is going. This is all moving to the north and northeast. So for Olmsted County right now, that warning is in effect until 2:45. We are not going to stay on air that entire time, but I just wanted to show you now that while we were on, after we cut in, they have issued that severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 2:45, and that's for Olmsted County and Wabasha County. So when we look up here and around Zumbro Falls, into right around Mazeppa, where it is intensifying a little bit, that's the greater potential for the severe weather. I'm going to show you in just a moment here the Broadway Plaza tower cam. I'm going to jump to that. We'll take a look out our window from the middle of downtown Rochester. A darker sky, and at this time, the majority of that is missing the downtown area, but you see that core now off to the northwest of Rochester. That's where it is a little bit heavier. That is where there's the potential of around 1-inch hail. And at this time, we don't have any no severe weather reports from that line, but looking off to the northwest, and then I'm going to jump back to the radar picture here in just a moment. You'll see that pop back to radar, and I'll show you where that the heavier core of this thunderstorm is located right now. So that line is making its way to the north and northeast, and this is it. All right, you are in the all clear right now in Byron, in Casson, Claremont, Blooming Prairie. You're in the clear in Owatonna, Austin, Albert Lee. You are in the clear in Osage and in Mason City. Off to the west of this front. This front is a very fast mover, and this is all going to be out of here by 3 p.m. So this is moving very quickly. I just wanted to show you what we've got here. In Rochester, we've got another portion of this line. I'm going to move the camera back down to the south and west. Now, where I've got the arrow pointed right now, that's not really impressive on the radar picture at this time, but looking a little bit farther down to the south, we don't really have a hail core out of the deal there, but the highest potential of hail right now up to around maybe a penny size to 1 inch is on the northwestern side of Olmsted County. So that's going to be off to the well, in the Orinoco area, heads up in Orinoco, that as this continues to move to the north-northeast, you could be looking at some hail, some gusty winds. Hail is really the #1 threat as this thing is perked up a little bit here within about the last 15 to 20 minutes. And that's the portion of the storm that we're watching that is now just off to the north of Rochester. So right along Highway 52. You're already in the clear on the western side of Goodhue County. But this line, as it continues to progress through northern Olmsted County, has a little bit more strength to it. In the Rochester area, severe weather junkies, I'm afraid you are going to be disappointed. We are under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. You need to be staying away from windows in case we've got any gusty winds here. But the hail core is on the northwestern side of the county. If we are going to see any hail in the Rochester area, the storm is going to have to pulse. It's going to have to strengthen within about the next 5 to 10 minutes. This whole line is moving very quickly. So if I take a look again at the radar picture in motion here, see that line scooting through, it's going to be out of the Rochester area within about the next 10 to 15 minutes. So there's a look at the base of that storm. We are getting a couple raindrops on the lens right now in downtown Rochester, but it hasn't been too excessive in downtown. Let's take a look at the Cascade Creek camera. I'll pull that up here in just a moment. Let's see. Give me just a second to pull that up here. There's that tornado watch. It does not include the majority of the viewing area, but it does include Wabasha, Goodhue, and Winona counties. All right, taking a look at our Cascade Creek cam. I'm going to move that a little bit. There's Highway 14, passing by Highway 14, and now we're looking to the north. We're actually already starting to get a little bit of sunshine there on the western side of Rochester, but there's that darker sky off to the north of Rochester. So that is where the potential is higher that we are going to have some of that hail is going to be on the northwest side of Olmsted County. I'm going to pop you back here, take a look at the radar picture before I let you go. We're going to give this about 5 more minutes. This line is moving at around 50 miles per hour to the north-northeast. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Olmsted County. We now have a core that's off just to the west side of Rochester. That's right there at Civic Center Drive, Highway 14 and Highway 52. And I can take a look at that. I'm going to just glance over. Looks like it's a little bit more on the north side of there. So the radar's picking that up. Just a heads up, even though it's not looking that dark right now, there could be a little bit of hail that starts to come down soon from that in that location. We look at the radar right here. I'll point this out for you. Right now in downtown Rochester, and zooming out just a little bit, this is where there's the highest potential into the Orinoco area from this line. There's a core right there showing up, that higher reflectivity, that darker color right there. That's where the radar is showing the higher potential for that heavier rain, and where there is the potential of hail up to around 1 inch. So something we are keeping a very close eye on. We're also watching our tower cams very carefully, as there is a non-zero tornado threat. I'm not too worried about that for us right now, as these storms are just beginning, but there is a tornado watch. And the tornado watch has been issued until 8 p.m. For the Twin Cities, over to Eau Claire, down to La Crosse. It does include Winona, it does include Wabasha County, it does include Goodhue County. And it's all from this line. If you're still wondering, if you're just tuning in, those of you behind this front, behind this line of storms, you are in the clear from severe weather. Austin, Albert Lea, Owatonna, Dodge Center, you've seen what you're going to see from severe weather out of this line. So behind that line that we are looking at in the Rochester area right now, we are in the clear from severe weather, but right in Olmsted County currently, we're watching the storm in the Rochester area. And that's why we cut in. Even though when we cut in, we didn't have a severe thunderstorm warning. The storm is pretty potent. It is something to keep a very close eye on. It is always one of those occasions where you don't want to be near a window. Just hunker down and let this one pass us by. This is going to be out of the area by 3 p.m., if not a little bit earlier. Then we are done. If you have some outdoor activities this evening, the only major concern that we've got for you is that the wind is going to be gusty. It's just going to be a little bit gnarly out there. It's going to be uncomfortable. So if you have some outdoor sporting events tonight, they're probably not going to get canceled. Severe weather will be out of here, but the winds are already gusting now out of the southwest in Austin, 40 miles per hour, and now they're up to 45 miles per hour in Mason City. We've had wind gusts up to around 55 miles per hour. So occasionally that is something that is going to be happening. I'm going to pop up the Broadway picture again just to show you what I'm looking at right there. And looking off to the north from downtown, we have that darker portion of the storm that is scooting fairly quickly. That is off to the north side of Rochester right now. So those of you in northwest and northeast to Rochester, you have the potential for a little bit more. And now looking off to the west and southwest, the sky a little bit brighter over there. We are getting rain right now in downtown. We're getting some of that here. We're going to have frequent cloud-to-ground lightning with this line, but at this time, it's a little bit on the lower end here for us. And we at this, so far, it's borderline, and this is straight from the National Weather Service, because it's borderline severe criteria for this line of thunderstorms. Better safe than sorry. We haven't had any reports of 1-inch size hail, but there is the potential with that line, and that line is going to be clearing Highway 52 within about the next 5 minutes. It's going to be clearing Highway 52 in about the next 5 minutes. And I want to just double check. I've got a few texts that are coming in as well. So I'm going to, let's see. All right. No, we don't have any fresh reports there. We don't have any from the National Weather Service. The line is over Rochester, but it's screaming fast. I'm going to pull you back to the Cascade Lake view. So on the west side of town, we might get a better picture of how this thing is shaping up at this time. I'm going to go back to control that a little bit and take a zoom around. So starting to get that to light up a little bit on the western side. We don't have anything too concerning there. Some scary looking clouds off in the distance. Things are dark, but it's moving on out. And that's going to be it for our severe weather. So for everyone who got some rain out of the deal, a round of applause for those of you who lucked out, got some rain. We really need this rain. So it is a good thing that we've had these storms come through. Most of the viewing area is not getting that rain. We are seeing it now in Olmsted County, and that line is going to be making its way east of Highway 52 fairly quickly. And behind it, we are 100% in the clear. All right, I've filled the atmosphere with as much of my air as I can, so I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. We still do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Olmsted County until 2:45, and the primary threat is on the north side of Olmsted County. This is low-end potential severe, but there could be some pockets of hail, mainly around the Orinoco area, and this is going to be into Zumbro to Zumbro Falls here fairly soon. Right now it's in the southwestern corner of Wabasha County. And if anything else develops, if we do have any tornadic potential, anything changes, we will hop back on right away. So thank you for staying tuned. We'll send you back to programming, and we'll have all the information as it is needed and as the afternoon progresses. Have a safe afternoon.